Welcome back to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and this is my first day done with the ThinkPad X1 Nano. And I wanted to share with you some of the initial experiences that I've had using this device for one day at work. And the first thing I want to report on is the battery life. I took it to work. I did not plug it in at all throughout the entire day. And the work day was about 8 o'clock to about 3 o'clock. So it wasn't a very long work day, but still a good little workout. So I actually recorded on a sticky note while I was working the percentages that the battery got to and approximately my runtime left. So earlier in the day, it was 84% the first time I checked it, and Windows gave me a runtime of about 7 3/4 hours remaining. I then checked it a little later in the day, and it was at 78%, and it gave me 6 hours and 53 minutes. And then I checked it at the end of the day, and I finished it at 63%, and it was still potentially offering me anywhere from 4 hours to 54 minutes and change. Now, that was using pretty much a lot of Chrome, some Infinity Photo, a few other browsers, and just general productivity tasks. I was transferring files from SD cards, that sort of thing, and it did a fantastic job. A few other things that I noticed is the user interface on this machine was quite clearly meticulously thought out. The screen was beautiful, the speakers are good. We'll talk more about those, I think, in a later update. The trackpad, the track point, everything that you touch and everything that you look at in this machine is fantastic. And I actually changed the camera angle just a little bit today because I wanted to illustrate a point. This thing is thin, and that's cool, but to me it's the weight or the lack thereof. This is actually a device that you can hold one corner and not really, need to think too much about it. But more importantly, you can actually cradle this device in your hand, I would say, honestly, indefinitely. Like we're talking about a device that weighs about 1 kilogram. And the nice thing is that using the track point while doing this, your center of gravity where that hand is right over where the track point's located. And it just makes it a very secure grip. Like if track grip wasn't a patented thing, it might not be. Like this would be it. This is the track grip, I'm going to call it. It just makes it really, really comfortable to use in a standing position. And that's one thing that I noticed is that traditionally, if I'm standing for maybe about 5 minutes holding a laptop this way, eventually I'm going to find a flat space and put it down. Didn't really need to do that today. It was kind of neat. The other thing that I noted was just how fast Windows Hello works on this thing. And it's not only just you using the device, but also when you walk away. This thing is quite quick to shut itself off from the outside world if it does not detect your presence. So what I mean by that is if you're, not in front of the machine any longer and you walk away, it will shut off in rather short order to essentially protect, I would imagine, any sensitive documents and things that you might have. I'm seeing right now if there's a way you can adjust that to be longer or shorter, but it is really, really a fantastic experience. So just to give you an idea on how fast Windows Hello works, I'm going to go ahead and close the laptop, and I'm going to take off my headphones because it probably won't recognize my head shape with them on. And by the time I've opened this screen to it being up there, I'm logged in. I'll do that one more time just so you know it's not some kind of a fluke. So you just grab the lid, open it up, Windows Hello sees you, and then boom, you're in. And if you have like a mask, like I do in my workplace, it doesn't really matter, and I'll show you why. Because you do have that fingerprint sensor. So if you close it and you need to open this up in a hurry, just tap and you're in. Like it's really, really good. I really cannot stress that enough. So we've got good battery life, we have a beautiful display, we've got good sound, we have Windows Hello, we've got the fingerprint scanner that gains you super quick access, like almost instant. The track point is great. The trackpad is beautiful. The one thing that I noticed is that I'm still getting used to it being wider than taller, but that's just something that'll come with time. The buttons give a very affirmative click, and like this is just silky smooth, very low friction. And I know that this is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but it's still holding up rather well. Even with all of the hand sanitizer that is going on my hands, it's not transferring onto the device, and that is a relief. And I did a lot of typing on this keyboard today, and I am very happy to report that it's a great typing experience. Yeah, the key travel is somewhat shallower because it has to be. The keys just don't have anywhere to go. But it looks like Lenovo mitigated that with two methods. The first is I think they actually raised the deck, because when you actually press down on a key, when it bottoms out, the sides of the actual chassis are pretty much at level with the keystroke. So that does give them a little bit of room of play. The other thing that I think really helps is the fact that the keys aren't actually flat. There is a little bit of curvature to them, and that really does help. I cannot stress that enough. So the typing experience has been great. Display is great. Trackpad's great. The weight's great. The battery life is great. The only thing that I can think of that we probably will need to talk about a little bit more later on is, of course, it is a little bit thin on the ports. Now, how I'm using this machine is I'm going out and about, and then I'm coming back to a central location. So not having a whole lot of ports so far hasn't negatively impacted me. I've got some dongles left over from USB Type-C life when I was running the Surface Book 2, and those continue to serve me well on this machine. It'll be interesting to see what a dock setup looks like with this sort of thing, and I'm eager to try that. I haven't video conferenced with it yet. I suspect that that'll be happening tomorrow, so I'll be able to report on that then. But all in all, there is an awful lot to like about something that is literally this thin, this light. It's a beautiful accessory that happens to be a high-performance laptop. I think that if you're thinking, you know, this might be the machine for me, then it probably is. And if you're looking at it thinking, that's probably not the machine for me, then you're probably right. It's probably not the machine for you. There are a few other conclusions that I am working on firming up, and I'll hopefully be sharing those with you in the next few days. But I did want to let you know that day one has gone very well, and please continue to post any questions that you have in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to get around to answering them for you based on my experiences. If you want to be notified as soon as those videos go live, I'm going to encourage you to do the big four. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so the next update that I have on the ThinkPad X1 Nano will immediately be delivered to you. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.